Hello, my name is Giovanna Bernal. I'm a Panama attorney with more than 15 years of experience. And today I will share with you information on the requirements and how's the process when opening a bank account as an individual, being an expat or a foreign investor. In Panama, we have different types of banks. Most banks are from Latin America. And some banks will open accounts to expats or non-residents. Some other banks will only open an account to a foreign when having the resident ID. So you should consider that before visiting a local branch. Ask them if you can open the account without having your resident card or whether you have to wait for that. And in Panama, the most popular banks in my experience are Banco General and Banismo. Banismo is more flexible than Banco General in case you just arrived in Panama and would like to open a bank account straight away. Banismo has an app, which is a digital payment app called Ñequi. The online banking is in English, which is very convenient. And Banco General has an app called Yapi, and that is also very convenient for having a business or to make payment to third parties, similar that what is called Zelle in the US. In Panama, we have banks that will open bank accounts to foreigners, non-residents, remotely. But in this case, in this particular video, I won't talk about that because that is a different type of segment. It goes to the international banking section of a bank. The minimum amount on the deposit is different, and also there are other types of banking like private banking, international banking, investment accounts. But I'll talk about what it is like opening just a single bank account when coming to Panama. Some of the questions I get is whether you need a lawyer or not, or if you need assistance from a third party in order to open a bank account. This depends. You can always open your bank account directly. You need to go to the branch and take everything that is necessary in order to do that. So I recommend you, before going there, request the list of requirements. In general, most banks will ask you to bring a bank reference letter, which is just a letter that shows that you are a client of that bank, of that financial institution, and that you have an account with them. Then another type of requirement is a source of income. You need to show proof of income, which can be, for example, if you are a retiree, your pension letter. If you work, your job verification letter. If you are an independent, you need to show your annual tax return, your pay stubs, and things that can show that you are receiving income. If the documents are in English, they do not need to be translated in most cases. If documents are in a language different than Spanish, most likely the bank will ask you to translate them into Spanish. In some cases, you'll need the assistance of a lawyer. Maybe you want to have someone to go with you, or you don't want to do that by yourself, you want to feel supported. But as I mentioned before, you don't need the assistance of a lawyer. You may use your lawyer to help you, to go there with you and facilitate, especially because some of the bank officers do not speak English. But you can also get from your lawyer a reference letter that shows, in case that you're requesting a type of visa or residency, that you are in process. That helps a lot. At most banks, the minimum amount to open the account is $50 or $100. That is a minimum amount to open a single bank account. There are different types of accounts. Like if you open a regular savings account, the minimum is around 50 or 100. If you open a current account with a checkbook, you're going to need to deposit maybe $300 or more. If you want to open an account with the international banking section, they might ask you to deposit $10,000. So as you see, it depends on your needs and what are you looking for. And about the banks that we have available for opening accounts for expats, we have, for example, Banismo, Banco General, Banesco, Capital Bank, Multibank. We also have Banco Aliado, Scotiabank, and Unibank. Another banks that also open accounts in Panama are Global Bank and BAC, but make sure if they request or not the resident card. In my experience, they normally want to have the resident card. Another question we get a lot is how much money I can have in the bank account. The amount is, there is no limit, but you always need to show on your financial profile that you have the proof of income and that is consistent with the amount that you are going to receive on the bank account. This is for prevention on money laundering. We have local regulations and banks are supervised by the Superintendency of Banks, and bank officers will need to get proof of what is the income, and that has to be related to the amount of money you're going to have in the bank account. Another important thing to ask the bank is whether they have or not the online banking in English. I know that some banks will do, for example, Banismo has an online banking in English. I think Banco General does not. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But I use Banco General and it's in Spanish. I don't see they have the English option. But yes, that's very important because it will make your life easier in case you don't speak Spanish. And about the interest rates on the bank account, for a regular savings account, the interest rate is 1% annually. The current account does not show interest, and there are some other special accounts where you can save money, like Banismo calls it intercuenta, interaccount. Banco Aliado calls it plus account. Scotiabank also has another one that is called like Más Plus, I believe. But they are a type of special accounts that let you save money and you get more interest. I believe the amount of the interest goes around 2.5, 2.75%. And finally, when you get your account open, make sure that you set up the online banking, because that is a process that is done after you get an account number. So process that, make sure you can transfer money, you can receive money internationally, try to make transfers with your token. Most banks will let you have an app in your mobile where you can get the token and the passwords in order to make transfers. Some others are physically, but most banks nowadays, they have an app where you can get the token in order to process bank transfers. And this is it. If you need assistance, if you need our guidance opening a bank account, please let us know. I would like you to like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, follow us on social media, and if you need an assistant or you want to know more about our services, you can click in the link below. Thanks.